Hello everybody, Vigo Shadow here, and I know I just posted something really recently, because now the 1.5 anniversary special missions, and I think the whole thing, a lot of stuff going down right now. We have 1.5 anniversary special missions, and then we have the producer in Shadow missions. Before we do any of that, let's just check our inbox and get all our bases covered. They did give us one of the event units right off the bat, and this is, as you can see right here, Echoing Radiance Rose. So that is one of the new event units that I'll be covering as well. And we have this whole event live. So let's just check out the update notice real quick, because we got quite a few things going on, right? We have the event producer in Shadow, and then we have the celebration campaign. There's the event summon, and then we have this Driven to Excellent. Forget this premium summon. This is a banner trap. So, and then we have a bunch of 1.5 anniversary, which involves like super power up summon, power pole summon. I will be going over all these different summons or whatever. We have a free daily summon as well for the producer in Shadow, which is nice because anything free daily summon is also super good. There's also a plus SS plus Magic Gear super pack. So, a lot to cover, so let's just do the celebration campaign. I always like to do the campaigns first because we are literally at 1.5 year anniversary. We had the countdown before, but here it is. Now here's how we play, right? We have the event free daily summon up to 20 pulls, which means if you just log in daily, you know, it's going to be live for like 20, or that daily summon is going to be live for up to 20 times. So you're going to want to do that because that's essentially you're pulling up to like, you're pulling 2 multis. It's almost like having 2 free multis. And then we have the event login bonus, which was actually a large amount of gems. So I'll pull up the login bonuses right there so for you guys to see that, so you can see the login bonuses. And then they break it down even more with the event special missions, because the event special missions, which is that whole quest line, will get you 3,000 more gems and 10 summon tickets. It's funny how they add this in there too, because they have the event special missions that'll give you 3,000 gems plus 10 tickets. Then you go down to the event exchange, which is the 3,000 gems, 10 tickets as well. And then the Mitsugoshi branch will have 3,000 gems, 10 tickets. So this is a total of, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 multis. 5 multis you can get from this event alone. Do not sleep on it. 5 multis is such a big deal. That's like a fourth of the way for a pity. So I will definitely be taking advantage of that. Obviously, it's as easy as logging in, doing these missions, then exchanging. There's 2 exchange places, and I'll show you where that's at. Play the event, and you can pull up to 100 summons, and I'm sure they're counting all the tickets, they're counting the daily, they're counting everything here. So that's what the 100 summons is. That's if you do everything. Oh, and then, actually, you know what? Yeah, so I did pull up the image, but here it is. This is what the login bonuses is pretty much summed up. You have an SS guarantee ticket, which is awesome, and then the total of 6,000 total gems. Now, for regular events, like, they don't give that much. They, like, throw out a 300 here and there. So, to see that login bonus is actually really, really good. Now, let's check out the special missions. You're gonna get these coins, so it's just kind of like like the first year anniversary. You're gonna get a bunch of these coins, which you can exchange for a bunch of rare items. And then it breaks it down here. So if you want to go, I'm gonna go ahead and skip past this. This is just a bunch of like stuff that you'd probably see in the dailies. So if you're just grinding dailies and stuff, so obviously there's event quests you can do, normal and hard. There's just normal and hard chronicles you can do. Bushin Festival, and then just logins to get these types of coins. Then we have Daily Mission Stamina Boost campaign, which is stamina rewards for daily missions. We double the amount of standard for the standard amount, which is great. Make sure you use this stamina. This is awesome. Let's check out the super power up campaign. So multiple power up campaigns will be available this campaign period, which is probably double items. Yep, so it's coming up here. So this is right here. Normal quest campaign. Equipment obtained by clearing 7 Shadow Chronicles. Normal quest is 3 times the standard drop count. We get like a double standard drop count here and there, but this is 3 times. This means, guys, use your burgers. If you've been hoarding burgers, this is your time to use them if you see the item thing. So I'll be going over that as well a little bit more too. And then there's also equipment and character shards. Character shards, yeah, I mean, it makes the grind a little bit less. I wouldn't go super hard on the hard quest campaign. Equipment is where it's at all the time, usually all the time in Eminence, so definitely do that. And then we have material quest campaign as well. And then each one of these do have different times, so just make sure you're aware of that. So you're not like using up all your stamina on one. You gotta see that item thing. And then they have a main quest, first attempt 0 stamina campaign, which is awesome. Yeah. So let me just talk about the campaigns right now. So what you can check out what we have. So yeah, here it is. In order to like figure out like what specific drop or what are they doing? Are they doing hard quests or normal quests? You gotta click campaigns here in this corner here, and it'll tell you everything. So it shows you how many days left for the producer in Shadow for that quest line, and then it shows you that the 3 times drop count is now. So get on it. Definitely pour more of your attention into these normal quests. Probably do the minimum amount for just hard quests, like just hit 3 on there. Double count for monster hunts and bandit hunts, which is awesome. And then there is, if you go up to chapter 31, so anything before chapter 31, you don't have to pay any stamina unless you fail the stage and you want to do it again. So and it's also first attempt. So if you flat out die, everybody dies. Yeah, that's then it's gonna cost stamina. But the first attempt is still really good because that means you can grind a hell of a lot more without having to use any stamina, which is always nice if you've just kind of been just doing the dailies, kind of lacking, just like me, behind, and then you want to like progress a little bit more. This type of campaign is awesome for that. Okay, anyway, let's just go into the special missions here. We can claim that one right away for a login for 3,000 coin. And then it's just going to be pretty much what I told you about that. So they're not going to show their hand, obviously. So it'll say, like, Chronicles 10 times here. But then after you accept that, and it's always tracking. So if you didn't claim it this whole time and you did, let's say, Chronicles 400 times, you'd just be claiming over and over again. So, I mean, yeah, you'll get coins naturally along the way. There's no need for me to explain that too much in depth. What I really wanted to go over is the exchange shop, so you can find them in 2 separate spaces. So let's actually go to the first exchange here in the shop. The Mitsugoshi branch is right here. So, yep, is this where you usually go for right here? It's going to be tucked away on the left here. And it looks like they have a bunch of different stuff here. They have 4 different pages and festival of your choice. Now, this is awesome right here, but let me tell you, it's definitely under a paywall for this type of stuff, I believe. So you get either first member alpha, second member beta, third member gamma, fourth member delta, all the way up to 7th member. Obviously the most noteworthy ones here are first member, 6th member, 7th member is pretty good, third member gamma is pretty good, and delta, I guess it kind of plays off as I'm saying they're all good. I'm not going to go in depth with each one of these, but I think ones that are kind of like can do a hard pass on is like beta and epsilon for sure. That's what I could see. Like beta and epsilon, you could probably you could definitely pass on their SF banners. The other ones are fine if you are going to do the buying route. Now, if you wanted to see, there's all these featured different packs right here. So we have only 500 paid gems for like certain packs like these, and you can buy them multiple times over, so they're kind of on the cheaper end of things for sure because it is anniversary. You have SS guaranteed ticket for 500 paid gems, which isn't much quotations, you know, but I'm a free-to-play account, so I'm not going to be spending on these packs at all, so there is that. I think the one that gets you, yeah, you'd have to do 10,000 paid gems in order to get this specific ticket, but it guarantees you a SF. It does 50 burgers, 20 of the regular summons, and 5 SS guaranteeds, which is actually a pretty damn good deal, because if you're just doing regular pulls and you're just, you know, just spending out the wazoo, I mean, you know, it's just gonna be, it's gonna be definitely rough if you're just like, if you go for regular SFs on the regular. So this paid for pack is not bad if you're going for the paid route. I am not going to be, but this one is a really tempting one because it is 10 summons for the power pull summon ticket pack, and we've seen this in the for the first anniversary. So let's just go under the summon banners real quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull for the free daily summon here. It's always nice you could do that, so most likely you probably won't get anything, just because it is one summon. Now here's the power pull. That's where you can get this. It is an S plus guaranteed, which means it's not guaranteed, but let's just see the probabilities here and what you could potentially get. You get like a 3% throughout the whole time, and this is mixed in with the whole regular character pool, so you can get an SS, but you might get something that's not an SF, you know, in the mix, just a regular SS. But you have 7 think about it, you have 7 Shadow Festival units in here, but you only get to pull this banner one time. So just think about that. It is only 100 paid gems, so if you have the paid gems, you can definitely go for that. That's definitely not a bad thing to do, because usually you have something like this. Here, let me just do an example right here. You can spend 100 paid gems to do a single, and some people do that, and it's not too bad. But why not do the power pull for like 100, like the type that you can do a single, and instead of a single, you're doing an actual multi with 100. So that's actually pretty good. The event epic SS guaranteed summon guarantees you a unit here. So here's all the magic drops here with that, so it gives you a bunch of different ones. So let's see what exactly is in the pool here. I'm just gonna go over this a little bit because it seems like we have some like New Year Spring. So we actually have Halloween Ida, a couple holiday units, both Holiday Iris and Holiday Beatrix. And then we have Shared Silence Epsilon. Remember, that one's a very, very good tank, so she's in the mix. That's awesome. It seems like we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units. We have 8 units here, and then it is a 12. Ooh, come to think of it now, you have a 100% chance to get an SS rarity on this pull, but you can only do this one time. With 2,800 paid gems, you will get an SS guaranteed on this banner. It could be one of the event units, so that's actually not bad if you're doing paid route stuff. Obviously, this, like any of the anniversaries, is more geared to people that, like, you know, are paying for stuff. So they're gonna make it really enticing for people to pay to get to participate in some of these banners that are really nice. This is another epic SS guaranteed, but I don't think this might be a definite banner trap, and which it is. It is all regular character pool. Skip this banner at all costs, unless they do a. Let me guess. Yep, that's the reason why they do it, is that there's an SS guaranteed at the 100th, but they're giving out a lot of SS guaranteed tickets in certain packs and part of the login, so it's. Honestly, that's just like it's kind of like a paid gem banner trap at that point. Then we have Super Power Up Summon, which is finally using this incentive. Like, you get burgers for this incentive for Rose, which is nice for the Tuna Kings. But then we have Super Power Up Summon, which allows you to get a core at the end. I think, let's just take a look at this. Wow. So the reward list is you can get 5 magic crystals, and then 5 magic crystals again at 5 multis. So let me break it down for you. If you have a Shadow Festival unit, and you were kind of like aiming for a dupe, this is a dupe right here. 5 and 5. 5 multis of this means 10 magic crystals, which means you could essentially have a dupe of a Shadow Festival unit you already own, which is actually really good. This power-up banner is very, very nice. And it is, I'm going to say, though, with the power-up banner, it's probably just regular character pool, so let's just check it out. So, I mean, there's not a whole lot of incentive to go for this in terms of characters, but there's a lot. The incentive comes from the bonus magic crystals, but you're gonna have to put in a lot of work on those magic crystals. So, for me personally, I would not summon off this banner, even though it's very enticing with what they give for rewards. Especially, let's see how much at the end. They would give, essentially, if you pulled this banner 10 times, you would have 2 dupes of a character. 2 dupes if you pull this 10 times, but that is a lot of gems to spend through. I'm not sure if it's just 2,500 instead of the regular 2,800. So there is that. So it is a cheap, I guess, a 300 gem cheaper banner. And then this is, of course, a banner trap. And, of course, you'll be able to use summon tickets along the way. I've already have a couple saved up from other events, which I'll probably be spending at a later time. But there's one thing we didn't go over, and that is the actual mission and event. So we have awards. So this event is going to be, the gimmick with this event is going to be around awards. We already seen how much gems you can get from this, which is about roughly 3,000, which is nice. And then, of course, one-on-one. Wow, one-on-one test with Rose 80 times. So that's actually interesting because we haven't had like a one-on-one test that many times. Like, that many times is ridiculous. That's a lot of time to spend. So you have to at least do it 30 times with Alexia and 30 times with Rose, I believe. Yeah, to get that 3,000 gems for the missions, which is, I guess that's the most important part, but that's a lot of one-on-one time. So, I mean, there is that, so you can get 3,000 gems from there. Let's just go ahead and go into the actual event quest. Alright. I love the background. I do like how this event quest goes. Here's your bonus characters, which, oh, nice. I already have some of these characters right here. It looks like they actually have quite a bit for the bonus there. I won't be able to dip into the boss hunt, but the most important part is the exchange. This is just like any other thing, but this is tied to an anniversary, so we might see something different here. We do get 3,000 gems from the Phantasm, and then we do get a magic crystal here, which you definitely, you know, the magic crystal is something you're going to want to get right away. It's always nice to get those type of items. Then the Phantasm gems, then the regular summon tickets, and then the equipment bags. It's pretty much they lay it out for you right away. I mean, you can get these too. They're also good to have for just extra drops for extra equipment. So, yeah, they just pretty much lay it out for you. So it's magic crystal, Phantasm gem, regular summon ticket, equipment bags, and then the rest is just history. Besides this Shadow Wisdom Polish, you always want to get this. You can only get this from events, and it's not too common to get unless you play the game a lot. Of course, they always have a premium exchange there for people who buy that. Essentially, it just gives you a magic crystal, and it's usually not worth it for me, but I don't know. It just depends on the player, I guess. It is another magic crystal, so it's double the magic crystals if you were to continuously do that, so think about that. Cheer points. So yeah, it's kind of like the Holiday Beatrix and the Holiday Iris event where you get to, like, vote. You can either cheer on Rose or you can cheer on Alexia. So I'm wondering who's gonna win that. I don't know if they're doing global incentives for, like, how much votes or cheers that the other characters get. So I know that happened last time we had something similar to that. So there's that. So I did cover a lot of things. I think I will wrap back around to the news at the end, but there is one character banner that we have to go over. Now, I'm not going to throw this in the same video necessarily, because I do want to have it be a separate video, because I want to cover everything in the event side of things first. So I will be covering that banner, of course, but first I want to cover recap everything that's going on with the event so that nobody is lost, and I've covered all my ground, like all my bases, all my grounds. So, of course, we have this right here. So, cheer on Alexia and Rose to put on the best show. So, okay, essentially, you get the cheer points. You either cheer on Alexia and Rose at the event exchange. You complete these missions and get tons of rewards. As you can see, we have SS Magic Eardrop and a bunch of summons for that. And then you get limited titles, which is right here, and we've seen that in the exchange there. So here's the cheer points and how you get them. And then, yeah. But there's a lot of Rose. So if you see Rose, essentially you're going to want to cheer on maybe up to 200 times. Equipment boxes is nice, so you could do it that way too. But either way, it's going to be beneficial if you cheer cheer them both on so that you can get as much rewards as you can. The Zenny is not really necessary. I wouldn't cheer on 100 more times unless you already cheered them the other one that many times. Just try to max it out if you can. The more cheers, the better. Just don't throw all cheers on Rose or all cheers on Alexia. You're going to want to split them between the two to at least hit 300 for each if you can. So there's that. What else is there? Okay, that was just for the specific event. So go to the update notice. This is everything that went on. We already talked about the celebration campaign and how that's going on. There's 2 different exchange shops, one in the Mitsugoshi branch and the other one in the actual event. If we just, you can get a lot of information from this. This page is actually a really good page to sum up everything. We've got stamina boost campaigns going on. We have power-up campaigns going on. We have a bunch of different packs in the shop that is actually pretty decently priced for paid players. And then, of course, the login bonuses and the fact that we have a bunch of summon tickets and a bunch of gems coming out between events, logins, special missions, and, of course, exchanges. So that takes care of everything on the event side. Of course, that'll end my video here. We have 2 different special missions going on as well. So that is everything that revolves around the 1.5 anniversary. So stay tuned because I will be releasing that video for Rose. Echoing Radiance Rose will be in my next video, and I will pretty much take a look at all her abilities and ultimately decide if she's worth pulling as a red healer unit, which is kind of unique that she's a red healer. Of course, we'll be seeing her counterpart maybe around the 14 days left mark, where we can see Alexia as well. So even if I do make a decision that Rose is good or bad, whatever, I would still wait till Alexia comes so that we can see both of them and decide from there. There is a little bit of a speculation that I have for revival banners. Since we've been hitting up a lot of revival banners, we might be seeing this, because we've seen it in, if you looked at my previous video, we did see a little hint at the end with beta, like the bunny girls, so we might be seeing the bunny girl units as well for this event for a revival banner if we are just going in order of banners that might come. Otherwise, it might be some other banner that they decide to revive, but it seems like for recent events, they have been reviving some sort of different event-type banner. So I think it might be the Lucky Girls banner that we might get on the revival, but don't quote me on that. That's just my speculation. And that's all I have to say. Pretty loaded event. A lot of things to talk about. I went over a lot of that stuff, but of course you can clear that up and sum up everything and go over it again in this update notice in the news here. It covers a lot of ground there. So, but yeah, that's it. Vigo, signing off.